Righto! Hello everybody. Hope you're well. I'll just wait until everybody is in. If you can hear me, can you please type yes into the question box? Can you please type yes? Better mute that there. All right, little ripper. Wow. Woo. What a day. What a day. All right, good. Looks like you can all hear me loud and clear. I know I've got some flashy light on me. It's just the light, the afternoon light coming through the window. So there you go. Anyhow. Okay, let me say this is brought to you by FTX, and we'll be continuing to do this same jolly good little scan every week for the foreseeable future because FTX are good. The other thing I find very exciting is FTX have got their DeFi project launching tonight, this evening. Yeah, so good luck with that. DeFi is the hottest thing at the moment, isn't it? I mean, it's going nuts. And look, I don't really do the fundamental side. I don't really know the tech. I do understand what it can do for us as a human race, but I let the people that have the brains for that do that, and I just make money by looking at the markets. So let's go ahead and do that across the top 10. What we can see here is, first of all, is that XRP's got the top 10 by the throat. And it's looking good. Don't forget, interactive session. For those of you who are on here live, just ask me questions, I'm here to help. That's my job. Okay, so Bitcoin right now, let's suss this out. Look, I'm really waiting for the high of this candle to be taken out. 12,103. We get above there, guys, and I really can see us getting a super run on. You know what I mean? Like it's not far to 14 or to those highs back here. Last time we went up there at such a rate of knots. It's been pretty slow and considered on this last move. And let's just compare on the weekly, because I do like to do my weekly analysis here. And look at this. For those of you that read books, you might read trading books, I should say. I read books. You'll look at this and go, wow, look at that inverse head and shoulders. For those of you that don't do that, well, you can see a pullback and a higher high. For those of you who do that, well, you can see a trend change. Same. Okay. Rushed up very hard and fast. Look at how much more considered this move was, especially with that consolidation, that bullish candle in the cradle, the break higher. I mean, it's just textbook, man. It's just textbook. So I'm really, really liking the way this market's trending. And let's not forget, the market's come back to us. The alts are starting to move, and we're going to do a full update on the FTX perp list in a moment. I'll show you that list because I have updated it. But I mean, look, realistically, until we broke 10,000, there wasn't too much talk of Bitcoin doing too much, apart from those like myself and probably you lot. Look, that move, it's 18%. It's not. I'm giggling at that because it's hardly done anything. I mean, sure, don't get me wrong. We've all loved it because it's been so long. I mean, look what we've been trading through. We've had this to deal with for so long. And for us that trade the cradle, the booster, the breakout, we're trend traders. We follow trends, and it's just so hard when there's no trends in here. Now that we've got those trends back, oh yeah, grab it and run with it. So a break of the high of here is what I'm after right now. There's not really much more. Yesterday I was pretty keen on this on a pullback, but that big silly spike that we got it kind of wrecked it. It kind of wrecked it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to throw this into yellow list, and I'm going to go into the perp list. And what you'll see here, guys, is a very new list from about Priv. All of this is relative. I mean, we've had DeFi, Theta. I've put all these pretty much in here. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and have a little look at it, shall we? Ethereum. Now, one thing I can say is this. The Ethereum chart you see in front of you right now is not the same as on the platform. So be careful with that. And it's not FTX, because FTX prices are FTX prices. There seems to be a bug on TradingView, so take it up with TradingView, because that looks perfect, doesn't it? But on FTX, the level ain't quite so good because it's spiked up through there. That being said, the major thing I'm looking at here is 400, all right? It's a round number, and it's consolidating into that. I know it's not perfect, so what am I doing with it? I'm really... Look, I wish these tests were up into here, because then I could ignore what was in the past on that spike and I could just look at what's going on right now. But I'll tell you, as it stands, I've got that level marked in there, because if we do break above, anything in and around that 400 level for a boost or a cradle would certainly be on my list. That's why it's in the list, and I've just got to change that cooler to give it to you. So there you go. Looking at that, if we push above 400, pullbacks in is really what I'm after there. Nothing at the moment though, not much there. That's really working for me. Cardano, I had this marked in yesterday. Check it out. It looked nice as we saw this consolidation forming, but it's kind of slipped its disc. Sorry, slipped its disc. Didn't know it had it back. It's starting to slide a little bit. Oh, that's weird, Ash. Maybe it's a different pairing. I don't know. But yeah, look, Cardano here. That level, it's got to do more for me. It's still in that massive consolidation period. Look, markets move after consolidations. Look back here. The first one, move. The second one, move. The third one, move. The fourth one, move. The fourth one didn't move as much, and that's why we are divergent. That being said, if we push above these highs, we will have a higher low and a higher high, and it will come back on the radar. It's not there yet, so it's not in my list. Algorand. Now, I do call it Algorand because Algorand. I don't know why. I just can't seem to say it quite so well. So it remains Algorand. It's had a very good run. It's been a bit, hey, how you doing? And what I mean by that is I like this, see this smooth trend back here, this sort of stuff. This pretty stuff. That's what I like. Over here it's been a bit, like starting an old outboard, and you've got to use a choke, and you've got to really like caress that choke to get the right amount of fuel mix, and you've got to pump it a little bit, and then all of a sudden there's smoke everywhere and you're suffocating. You're doing it at 6 o'clock in the morning in winter, and your fingers hurt. Everything hurts 10 times more. Oh, memories of my childhood. If you know, you know. But yeah, it's a bit spluttery is my point. It's a bit spluttery, and for me right now, there's better charts out there. Alt perp, we'll jump into here. Guys, and Mr. Coinbro, good to see you, mate. Okay, so running through here, 1, 2. Look, I was watching that as a level of a potential breakout, but as you can see, then we popped through. It was looking really good too, to be fair. There was a bit of resistance to sort of deal with there at around that. It's kind of around that 800 mark. So it wasn't. It was a maybe. Look, if we can push to a new higher high, guys, then I'd be keen, but it's not there, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not there. I'll come back and check that later. Yeah, I thought you might like that description. I come up with some weird ones. I think last week I was talking about an innings in cricket. Some people you go, oh, I get it totally. For other people they're going, nah, don't know what he's talking about. Cosmos Midnight, that's what I think of. Look, it's run hard. It's pulled. Look, I'm not interested here. It's got a bit more work to do. It's, these higher time frames are probably where it lives for me at the minute. We do have that cyclicity, but that's a really strong move, and I just got to wait a bit longer. The daily could also be a doozy if we get back into that sort of 446 region. Not there yet, so I'm not going to put it in. Bitcoin Cash again. It's look at the wild volatility that we've seen. Let's look at let's get a bit of an understanding for that range roughly. Let's look at it being from here to here. 15%. It's pretty all over the shop, right? If you look at that, you look at this, right? Smooth as a baby's bottom. Then it's the outboard motor scenario, right? But when or where could that change? Quite ugly now. That level, definitely there. Low spike, yuck, but we have a level. If we push up into that level, there might be the opportunity for a breakout if you know what they are. But most of you should know the cradle. So again, it's about breaking above and pulling back. And you know what? I'm going to tuck that one under my arm and keep an eye on that, because that too, see how it's sort of consolidating through here. If it goes from here up to this region and pushes through, that'll be a higher low for me, and that'll be enough. You know, should be good to go. Binance, bullish candle in the cradle. If it breaks that high, it will look pretty good. Again, some big spikes coming in. It's almost like the market's sort of getting used to its newfound, bearings. They've just got a skateboard and they've put new bearings in, and now it's going really fast. And because they're going really fast and they're not used to that, they're coming off a little bit. So they're not going quite so smooth because they're wearing elbow pads, helmets, knee pads, and they're not skating as well. There you go. There's another analogy for you. If you're not doing something you enjoy, don't bother doing it, right? I'm having fun. So if it breaks the high, look, it looks good. Yeah, there's not much there, to be fair, at the minute. Let's go to BSV right now. Look, it's a dead dog as far as I'm concerned. Look, we're sitting around that area, but look at how messy that is. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in that, not this choppy nonsense. It's got to prove itself before I'm interested. Speaking of proving itself, look at Bitmax. What an absolute killer that's been. Bullish candle in the cradle there right now. My question to myself is, would I trade that? And that's what it's everyone makes their own decisions, right? Myself included. I'm here to guide, I'm here to help, I'm here to teach, I'm not here to tip. If I go to the 2-day, Adriano, good question. Is that a bullish flag pattern? Look, I don't trade flags. I don't use any sloping trend lines. Not to say that anything negative about them. I just don't use them. But I suspect, yeah, probably something like that. I'm looking at that candle and more than anything else. And look at what I've got to look at here, and what you've got to think about when you're trading is your reward to risk ratio. And as much as crypto has an enormous potential for reward, you've got to be comfortable with it. For me personally, looking at this, the downside is quite large, because anchor points of fibs are 50%. This is not a great level to draw it from, but I'm going to draw it as the highest potential level. 50%, which is a fairly normal pullback. Even the 38's here, 50's down here. So the potential reward, although being significant, because it could keep popping, it doesn't weigh up to me to take the risk. Not when we've got so many other options available out there. And that's the main thing. Yeah, you're right, Matt. I have looked at it too long. Just wanted to try and explain why that's not a cradle, whereas others may be. Doge. Got to remember, this isn't the live trading floor I do 5 days a week, so got to be a little bit nicer in these. Not nicer, but know that the skill level might not be quite as proficient, shall we say, as those that are in there all day. Dragon, man, what a ripper of a move this has been. We marked this in, I think it was last week. I'm not sure if it was on this scam, but I was watching there. I didn't get a trade, guys. I just didn't get it set up. We were there. We were looking at the right market, waiting for the setup. It didn't happen. What a cracking move, though. But because of the way that this is moving, it's an absolute ripper. I've got to keep an eye on the 4 and the 2. The 2's a little bit... it's in that higher end of the cradle zone. But I mean, look at how... Geez, look at this daily. It's just... The good thing is, I mean, look, that's a fairly big candle, but it's not crazy. See how when we get, not too big, when it's not too big, we tend to continue on with the move. It's when we get those really, really, really silly big, and we don't have any examples on Dragon, those big candles at like 60%. They're when they can come off pretty quickly. So right now, Dragon's going to go on the list, and it's going to stay on the list for the time being, because that trend's just a doozy. EOS, perp, quickly on the 4. I don't like the chart structure. It's still a little bit messy. Although in an uptrend, it doesn't make me happy. Ethereum Classic, once again, we'll look at this down on this daily. The one time frame that I do not mind is this 2-day. Check it out. I got a bullish candle right there. It isn't an uptrend. Look, high to high, convergent there. I've got it back in the cradle zone. The only thing you've got to be careful of where your stop might go. Now, that candle's going to close tomorrow at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Let's look at the 4-day, because that's my next higher time frame. Higher low, higher high, convergent in the cradle. Yeah, I can't go past it. You know, it's difficult to say, to just completely rule it out. Nah, not worth doing. So I'm going to leave that there. It's going to go on the list, and you can see I work across many different time frames. Exchange token, no thanks, no interest there. Well, we got stopped out on Saturday, little bugger. I got put in, I got put out, no good. Again, I was sort of sussing it on the 2-day. If I'm going to do anything here, I'll probably wait for it to come back into this region here, just as being picky. It's only the daily. The daily maybe. There's nothing there now, so it's not going to go into that list. I'll leave it at that, Leo. Don't really like that. A little bit funny on the chart structure. Not really much for me to work with there. Links obviously had a wonderful move. Right now, though, see how these candles are starting to get real big? That's the war between buyers and sellers. So there's buyers, there's sellers, there's buyers, there's sellers, which every market needs. But the issue that I've got is I want this smoothness, right? I want that smoothness of trend. Look at this, smooth through here, nice and smooth. Breakouts there, you know, we got potential cradles at the, you know, around the place. To be fair, not that many cradles have actually set up there, but you know what I mean. Like it's much smoother through here. Once we get to these big radical candles, it's almost like we need to wait for one of two things. We need to wait for a larger time frame pullback, i.e., maybe let's come back to $11, $12, something like that, or we need it to you know, unravel itself a little bit, and push to new highs and get that cyclicity back, that beautiful bouncing ball. It's not there yet, and as much as it's been, you know, a hot token on the market, as far as trading goes, I'm not interested. Litecoin the same, very sideways, no real strength in direction. Matic, well, hello, you come to life again. Been a bit of a consolidation period again for Matic, starting to get out of there. I do quite like the way we have pushed out. There is an uptrend. It's not the best. The 12-hour represents it better, especially this one. You got a higher low. Yeah, that's a nice higher low. It represents the trend a lot better. And if I go to the 4, it is a little bit messy still. So let's look at that 8. Oh, it just needs to calm down a bit. You know, it's a little bit. It's a little bit excited, a little bit all over the shop, and I'm not digging it. I'll wait till tomorrow morning when I do another scan. Then mid-perp, same sort of thing. As much as it's grinding higher and doing such a great job of it, there is some spikes in there. I'd love to see this pull back on the daily or possibly even the 12-hour. You know, like get back into this cradle. So maybe 900 is the spot. Let's throw some fibs in there, which we can do here. I think we might hit a 900 around about there, something like that. Anyway, so keeping an eye on that, but again, it's got to be a tomorrow play. You know, it's not there yet. OKB on the 4 on the mids is a no. On the daily, also a no. Again, just a little bit stuck. You know, it's not giving me the chart structure that I need. I'm going to move on. Shitperp's had a cracking run. I mean, look at that. This is what we want. What a trend, what a trend. Oh, I've got Salt and Pepper. What's the name? Is it Salt and Pepper, that group that I'm thinking of? I think it is. Is it Salt and Pepper? Yeah, anyway. Tripping. Shitperp. Don't like those spikes. I really don't. Again, that's that. Still getting used to having a bit of volatility again. 2-hour, look, we got a cradle right there, but the problem that I've got, it is Salt and Pepper. There you go. Problem that I've got is that was a beautiful, clean, excuse me, higher low. But those two candles actually went, I think they went lower, low 1186.6, low 11, yeah, they went lower. They did go lower. And kind of killed the trend a bit. Yeah, it's... I just can't. Yeah. That whole... that sound, that's enough to kill it for me. Tomo, I tell you what, those that see this pullback here, I spoke of it. I didn't actually take it. Pardon me. I took something else at the time. But you would have, that would have been good. Look, it's been a rough ride. What I'm talking about is entry and stop being, right there, entry. And this is not hindsight, because I did put this up for my members. Whooshka! Big move, so you cleared your 1-to-1 very, very quickly. Okay, go to Niels, Adam, and then it came straight back down. So that's why we trail our stop and we scale out, because if you had to put your stop at entry, you would have got stopped out and you would have missed out on some of this move. Now, I didn't take that, and there's nothing there now. But for anybody who did, it's setting up. Oh, it's looking quite juicy on that 8. Again, there's too much thought that needs to go into that, so I'll go past it. Wow. LA Methwitch. That is quite the Facebook handle. I mean, what are we on? YouTube. Whew. Okay, I'll I'll move right along. Tron. I tell you what I do like on Tron is this daily. Look at this. It's just been grinding, and look, it's been real messy, like many of them. But look at how it's popped through just yesterday. You know what I mean? It's popped through quite nicely, and to be fair, it looks as though it's just cleared itself. The way I described it this morning on my scan, the way I described it was like someone's leaving town. They've had enough of all the crap that's going on, and they've just left. They've packed their cars and they're out of there. So hopefully he moves to a town far, far away, and we get plenty of opportunities for that. The charts tell a story to me, and I just it's like reading Braille. Bullish candle. Look, it is a good candle. I want to see it push on from here. The reason I like it is because we've got cyclicity there with it. You know what I mean? Like we've got a higher low, higher high. It's pulling back. I really, 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 really do like that. Move stop up on Tomo and got taken out. Is that because, Dan Wolf, you moved your stop to break even? Because I personally don't do that, and I don't recommend to do that. That's why I scale out. Keep your break even, but do it in a different way. 2. Now, I'm probably going to wait for the 4, but I do really like it, and I will pop that in because it's a plan this trade again. Let me just... Okay, oops. Come on, mouse, catch up. Somewhere in there. It's got to go on the list, though. It's a good one. XRP, a little bit messy, but check out where it's come back into after a stellar run. What is that run, actually? Pretty good, wasn't it? From that higher low to the high. We're talking 70. That's pretty good. XRP's been quiet for a long time. Big candle, so not really tradable. Yeah, maybe, Dan, look at that. Look at the scaling out model. Not telling you what to do, of course, but it allows you to stay in positions and keep your stop where it needs to be as far as the swings go and the trend. And you still break even. It's a you don't make as much if it keeps running, but you also get a risk-free trade, and that's got to be the objective when we're trading. If you're thinking about making money, you tend to not. Greed makes you do silly things with your head. When you're a risk-free trade and you get it quite quickly, it's much easier to let profits run. So give that a crack, mate. That might help you out. I got a video somewhere in this YouTube mix that you can see there. XRP right now. Am I interested in this? Not particularly, no. It's that spike kind of killed it. Tron looks way better, so I'll go with Tron. Teasers. Oh my goodness me. Do you remember me talking about this level since forever? I've definitely been covering it. And I was really hoping to find a Tezos or Tezos or whatever you want to call it, spot contract. And I made a list yesterday of all the FTX spot contracts too, because you've got to manage the crypto profits that you get. So I've put this in there to help me to swing it from market to market to work out how to manage that portfolio best. But yeah, Tezos, man, I love it. It's broken. It's done its thing. It's done what I was hoping for it to do. Now, what I would like for it to do is come back a little bit, slow down, Tezos. Just whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. Come back. Give me something to work with here. It's not there yet. It's got a long way to go. So I'll come back to that tomorrow. Priv Perp, beautiful trend running on. Let's have a look up here. Nope, I can erase that. There's no. Oopsie, what have I done? There we go. I don't like it right now on that 4. I think the 8's too big. Yeah, it's too much going on there. Theta. Oh, man, this was the one that got away last night. Remember how we went a bit crazy last night? It was these candles here. I had a booster order in here. And I thought I'm going to get filled. Nah, didn't get filled. Today I've been waiting for it to pull back a bit further. I haven't got an entry on it yet. Sure, there's a bullish candle there. Sure, I would have got my 1-to-1. But it's not a standout for me. So I'm now that it's pushed on high, I'm going to have to take that out of my list. Ooh, DeFi. DeFi, faux fum. I'm a dad, I'm allowed. I've got my pass. Check this out. Cradle. Move. Cradle. Move. Look at that. Trailing your stops. Trail to there. Trail to there. Trail to there. Trail to there. Waiting for the next one. What an absolutely wonderful opportunity DeFi has presented. That 2 hour right there. Give me a small bullish candle. Just like over here. And that's where I'm interested. So that's in the list. Boom, shakalaka. In we go. Comp 4, perhaps. A little bit big for me. Compound. Yeah, I'm going to move past Compound. I'm going to move past Kyber. Why? Big candles. Bit of a mess. Not quite so good. This little puppy. Swipe. Ripping. There was a little 2 hour. Yeah, that one there. That's right. Jeez, I wish for those that took that trade, you got your 1-to-1 pretty quick. But what a bugger, eh? That would have been a massive move. But coulda, shoulda, woulda, didn't. That's life. Look, great trend. It's just got to pull back a bit. It's the pullbacks that I like. Gold. It's pulling back a little bit. Let's see how we go at 2,000. Might have a little scratch around the pan there. Get it? Around the pan. Gold. Craig, you're an idiot. 8 hour no, 4 hour no, 12 hour, all a bit big, a bit wishy-washy. These are all new, by the way. New to my list, anyway. Ample fall for perpetual futures? No, nothing there yet. Dot. Was it Dot the whale? Again, give me something to work with. I mean, there was a beautiful little Bitcoin breakout back here, but I wasn't trading it around that time. I've only just recently added it in. Again, another one of these new listings on FTX. It's gone absolutely burko. From listing, where are we? I mean, look, we've gone from, what does that say? 121%. Oh, that's not much. That's not to be sniffed at, is it? And we're talking about, what, a couple of weeks, right? 5 weeks. Look at those candles. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Okay, it can't go on the list. It's got to pull back. Speaking of pullbacks, Solana's got to do the same. We want this. Look at the cyclicity here. It's magical. The issue I've got is it's moving too fast. This pullback wasn't so bad. It was a beautiful pullback, but just didn't give me the candle. This one was just rocketing off too quickly. That's why we got to scale out and stay with the moves, man. Because when you get a fill, you're like, yoo-hoo! When I say fill, I mean you actually get a trade. Because a lot of these are just taking off, going hard. Meta, same thing. Check that out. Let's go. Oh, what was that? What's today? Today's the 8 o'clock last night. What was I doing at 8 o'clock last night? Might have been putting the kids to bed, but that was like, that's beautiful. Look at that. Convergent on the 2, on the 4. What an absolutely What a great opportunity. I'm throwing that in, man. Look at that. Phew. Got to pull back. Lower, not so much. 2, good. 4, good. Yeah, we'll wait and see how we go there. Ball, okay. Balancer. We're back in that cradle right there. Look at the 4, look at the 8. We're back tapping on that. Go back to the 4, throw it back here. Check out the daily. Big booming move. And we get these massive candles like this. There is the potential for these large pullbacks because there's a lot of volatility around and people will start to take profits. So just be aware of that. I'm actually, it's right in the moneymaker, right in that cradle spot. I'll keep an eye on it. If I was to take this, I'd probably minimize the risk a bit just because it's just gone so nuts. That's just my thoughts. Rune, what a wonderful looking chart this has been. Oh, damn it. No, it's not the 2 I want. It's the 4. I want it to come down here again and the little bullish candle off there, maybe at 10. So that's going to go in the list as well. Maker, beautiful. We're in the right zone here. Let's check that out on the 2. Nope, not the 2. The 4. Back in that cradle. Higher low, higher high. Let's go out through here to the 8. A bit divergent on the 8. I'm going to kill that. I'm not interested now. DMM governance. I've got no idea what that is. But I don't really mind. It's a market. That's all I'm worried about. It's not got a good enough trend. We're back to the top. So let's have a quick little sticky peek at our little orange list now. Bitcoin holding its ground, getting closer to being flat. Ethereum perp. Looking at a push above 400 and pullbacks in for those cradles. That's what I'm really after. Bitcoin Cash, very similar type of setup here. If it used to push on, and don't forget if it was to, we're breaking the high of that candle as well on the daily. Combination of positives there. It's a long way to go, but you know what? It's on the list for a reason. It's a nice looking market. On to Dragon. That 2 hour, it's right there in that sweet spot. Right there in that sweet spot. Going to keep an eye on that. 27 minutes to go. Ethereum Classic, I might... No, I forgot what I was looking at here. Ethereum Classic was a 2 hour. 2 days, sorry. Closes tomorrow, 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and that might be something I got to consider if I might swing a bit of my profits or Bitcoin or ETH or whatever I'm holding into this if it was to break that high. Similar trading principles as the cradle anyway, but a bit different, little bit different. Tron, I like the way it's left home and it hopefully says, Mum, Dad, I'm out of here. No, I'm not going to come home. No, I don't want my clothes cleaned. I am out of here for good. And I want to see it kind of on the 4. I'd like to see it come back a little bit deeper, but it's there. DeFi, 4 hour in the right spot. 2 hour in the right spot. Just got to wait and see. MTA, lovely trend. Pull back, please. Replicate that, but do it when I'm not putting my kids to bed. Ball, balancer, bullish candle there, looking likely to close like that. 2 hours 26 to go, because the other one that I had 26 was 2 hour. So keeping an eye on that. And finally Rune, I'd like to see it come down a bit more, or potentially even the 8 hour. You know, it's in the right area. Whew. Will I worry about how shallow the Dragon pullback is? Good question. Look, would I worry? No. How would I manage it? Well, definitely taking 1-to-1 first, and maybe just back the risk off a little bit. But, you know, if you look at that, it's back on that 10. It's not back in the cradle zone on the 4 hour, but when we get strong trends like this, you know what I mean? We saw it there, bing, 1-to-1. Look, eventually you would have got taken out for break even, but it did it. You know, that's at the high end. So not really. It's a nice little setup. If you have a look at, silver, for example, it did this on the daily a few weeks back. There's been some really good moves with shallow pullbacks of late. So would it worry me? No. Would I be aware of it? Yes. Would I manage my risk accordingly? Absolutely, I would. Wow. The longer list takes a bit longer to get through. Do I care if a daily is overextended? Will you still enter 2 hour if there's a cradle? Yeah, mate, I don't mind too much, and here's the reason. I talked about the size of some of these candles. So if you look at ball here, remember how I said when we get these ridiculously large candles, often after massive candles, we will see a massive drop back because people are taking profits. When you look at that, that's a massive candle. When you think about Dragon as an example, yeah, it's not near its moving averages, but it's not miles off. And look, that's a big candle. It's 9%, but it's crypto, right? I'm not. What I've got to try and do is not think too much. And if you look at the rules, right? If you look at your crypto cradle trading strategy rules, you're looking for the first two, your two time frames to be trending. So that's 2 and 4, both with moving averages in the correct order. Yep. And then you've got to go through a number of other things. You're not really concerned about the daily too much. It's more about the immediate time frame in front of you. And although the 4 hour, look, it's not back in that cradle, it's still in an uptrend. It's still convergent. There's a lot of things that we look for to try and stop us from taking trades. The daily's not going to concern me too much when we've got a raging bull market on that pair. I'm not suggesting across the whole market, but I'm suggesting look at Dragon. It's been fantastic. So trade the trend. You're going to have losing trades. Just be aware of that. You are going to have losing trades just like I do. Okay? Don't be scared of the loss. Just trade what you see, not what you think. So guys, if you haven't got yourself an FTX account, I'm sure you all do, but there's a in the description below. You can get 10% off your trading fees, but more importantly as well, you can go through and see how to manage your risk on the trades, how to raise long orders, how to raise short orders in the description below as well. Oh, that's right, and hit the little like button or the thumbs up or whatever it is on this, because that's good for me. So please do that. I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And look, mate, share this in your groups, guys. I'm here to help. I'm hoping this is valuable stuff. This is what I do, so maybe I can help other people to learn as well. FTX puts it on for you. You may as well share it around. Have a great day, and it's busy at the moment. Make hay while the sun shines, and I look forward to seeing how the serum thing goes tonight. Bell icon. That's it, the bell icon. Thank you. That's the one I needed. The thumbs up and the bell icon.